Linette Montae's degrees in psychology, executive leadership, performance improvement, and law, along with her natural gift for systems thinking and decades of improving business infrastructures, quickly position her as the go-to expert for process and system modernizations with a passion for designing premium customer experience. Guess what? You're going to get to hear all about that from our guest tonight, Linette Montae. We'll be right back after this quick intro.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Charvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Charvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the World Wide Web. Welcome to all those that are coming on in live. Hey, Tracy, stopping by on Facebook. We're so glad to see you. Shout out to my mom, my real mom. Hey, Betty Jean, Stanley Mitchell hanging out on Facebook as well. Oh, my goodness, we've got Nicole Jackson hanging out with us over in our Facebook group, and we are so excited to have you guys tuning in for another phenomenal episode here on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. And listen. This segment is brought to you by the 5th annual pop-up conference for female entrepreneurs taking place in the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, November 5th for our VIPs and November 6th and 7th for all of the rest of you rock stars. And we want you to be with us at 4 Points by Sheraton. Listen, the tickets wrap up next Friday, October 30th, so you cannot register after that. But this segment is brought to you by that. So listen, oh my goodness, I see all the love that's coming on in. Just jump over to heygirlhey.biz, heygirlhey.biz. This is a live in-person conference, and we'll be social distance and have masks and all of that. But we're preparing an amazing time for you. And I'm going to tell you how tonight's guest ties into all of that. So let me greet some more amazing people. Hey, Tony Winston popping on in over on Facebook. Hello, Periscope. This is my sister, my blood sister, Kim. Thank you for stopping in. Hello, Coach Andrea. Thank you for stopping in. Giselle, all the way from the Bahamas. Hey, girl. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Shannon, so glad to have you, and all of you that are coming on in. So let me listen. My guest is ready. She's hanging out in the virtual green room and ready to come up to the mic. Linette Montae is CEO of Profitable Empires, and she's a highly sought after strategic advisor to mid-market law firms during periods of rapid growth and rapid change. And I think you would agree we are all in that. When she's not steering the helm of Profitable Empires, Linette can be found traveling the globe, overseeing her proprietary profit-finding audit. She can be found facilitating high-level executive roundtables for women in law, and she can be found being a momager. I think I'm saying that wrong. She's going to help me get it straight. For her 2 young adult entrepreneur children, she has books out that you can buy. You might have seen her in magazines. She's been featured on various media, and she is an award-winning results strategist, and she's here on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. So without further ado, coming up to the mic right now, hello. I like to call you Dr. Linette. Dr. Linette Montae.
How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you doing?
I am amazing. Thank you so much for the invitation. I am super excited to be here. Hello, Jacqueline. Yes. And let's roll. Let's talk about something interesting, profitable, fun.
Yes, all of that. And so I'd love for you to just share really your journey, your entrepreneurial journey. So I mentioned a lot of, you're certainly a lover of education and all of that at the top of the show, but talk a little bit about your specific journey.
Well, that is actually a hour-long show all by itself. Here's what I want to talk about most importantly is successful now is nothing like the journey, right?
Wow,
you know how you hear people say overnight success. It doesn't happen. There's no such thing. And even though I work with mid-market companies now,
Yeah.
I still remember when I started this online journey, right? Charvette, listen, I literally, for 18 months, I was in the negative at the bank with 3 bank accounts every single month, 3 bank accounts in the negative, trying
Wow.
to figure out how to do this online thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been successful offline, but online and offline are not the same thing. And
Yeah.
so this was back in the last recession, 2009, when everything crashed. None of my degrees mattered, couldn't get a job. And here I was trying to figure out how I'm going to take care of my kids. And so I jumped into this online thing, and that's where I was for 18 months. And I had no idea what this was going to look like, how it was going to turn out. And along that journey, so now it's been 10 years,
Yeah.
and there have been ups, there have been downs, there have been amazing times, and there have still been rough times. Because here's what I want everybody to hear. Here's what I need everyone to understand. Every time that you achieve a goal, you're going to have to pivot again. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone again. And so when you have to make that next level up, scale up, it's going to be challenging. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's not necessarily going to immediately be successful. You're going to have all new obstacles to overcome. So it's an ongoing cycle. And I always tell my clients, if you are not uncomfortable, if things are not going wrong sometimes, your business isn't growing.
Oh, wait, we gotta pause. We gotta stop the presses right there. Is anybody connecting? Put some hearts, some love. Is anybody connecting? Yes, Demetria Blue. Yes, Yajami. Yes, yes. Anybody connecting with what Dr. Linette just said? Absolutely. And so that we don't want to think that. We don't want to because of everything that we see perhaps online, and everything is, smooth and roses. And what probably that indicates is we're probably not taking enough risk or not testing stuff out and all of that. I definitely want you to, we're going to come right back there. I definitely want you to talk about the offline business. You've had successful offline businesses. Talk a little bit about that journey.
Yeah. So I actually have been a entrepreneur and a consultant for 30 years total.
Yeah.
I've owned 3 childcare centers. I've owned a pack and ship. I have owned a national chain car and truck rental company. What else? I've owned a cleaning company. Just about, and I'm one of those people that as soon as I think of an idea, I probably don't think as long as I should. I'm one of those, let's just jump in, figure it out. And my coach used to say, take action and revise later.
Yeah.
That's me. So I've owned lots of different businesses, and some I enjoyed, some I didn't. One of the things that my clients say about me, which I think is probably nugget number 2 that I want to drop right now, is it's okay for you to change your mind.
Ooh, it is okay.
It doesn't matter how long you've been working on that business or that project, how much money you've already put into that business or that project. When you realize, 1, that it's not working, or 2, that you just don't like it, stop. Go do something else. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Listen, Gwen said, repeat that phrase. Repeat that, please. That's good. That's good. And I think Giselle captured that. Every time you reach a goal, you have to pivot again. There's another. That was nugget one. Listen, we still chewing on. Dr. Linette, we still chewing on nugget one. So much amazing. So many amazing things that you're saying, like right there. And Sharon said, I like the way she thinks. I like the way she thinks. So, and so talk a little bit about, I want to go back to where I paused you around, sometimes things don't work, or if things aren't working, then your business is not growing. What is the difference between like, this ain't gonna ever work, hang it up, versus, okay, you're testing the market, you're refining things. How do people know when it's time to hang it up or this is a sign of growth?
Wow. Oh, I love that question. So I have a few ideas there. Mm-hmm. Number one, I really think it's about mindset. It really, really starts with mindset, because pretty much anything can work if you work it. Mm-hmm. And so what I see happen, and I'm guilty as well, I have entrepreneur ADD, is I will start doing one thing, and before it can work, my interest has moved on to something else. Mm. And so I am always in startup. Here's the thing. If you are that kind of person, then lean into that instead of fighting it. So when I realized that I get bored once the project has started, I'm in the excitement of planning and creating and deciding how it's all going to work and what it's all going to look like and launching. And then I'm bored. So I've learned, instead of fighting that, to lean in. Right?
Listen, you have a twin. You have a twin, and I can testify and sanction that. Tony and Winston, she calls herself the multi-passionate creator. You all are twins. Sorry.
Yes. And so I've learned to have my team ready, because they know that once I get to a certain point, I'm bored with that. Here, now my team can take the rest of the ball and run with it. So that's number one. Number two, are you doing it because you want to, or because someone else told you should, or because you're watching what someone else is doing? That for me is huge. There really is only one of you. So it doesn't matter if someone else has the same kind of business. We hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But what we don't hear all the time is, are you doing something because you want to do it, or are you doing it because you think it's what's expected of you? And the reason that I stress this is because that's the life I've lived. Everyone expected me to do this. Every new degree I obtained, then it was, oh, well, you're not supposed to dress like that. Oh, well, you're not supposed to talk like that. So as you mentioned earlier, I have 2 master's degrees, a PhD, and a law degree. And every time it was like, well, no. Oh, what? If they saw this purple hair right now, they would have a coronary, right? And so I had to get to the point that I realized it was time for me to do what I want to do with my life. Of course, what God wants me to do, but that goes without saying, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're tossing back and forth about, is this business going to work ever, or is it not going to work? It's mindset, but it really is what's going on in your heart. What is your soul telling you that you should be doing? Because as long as you follow that, whatever you're doing is going to work.
I love it. Linette Montae. Listen, you all, thank you for the hearts and the love all over Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you, Carla R. Jenkins, for sharing this on Twitter. Dr. Linette is our pre-conference speaker. So you're hearing nuggets from, if you have not purchased a ticket for the pop-up to come to Richmond, Virginia, you're going to miss this. We're just giving you some surface stuff. She's doing a hour and 30-minute masterclass. It is open to just those of you that are registered VIP and general registration. So you're going to get to experience her in an intimate setting Friday, October 30th. Those of you that are already registered, I already sent you an email about it. It's also in the conference app. But just wanted to let you know, these are the types of speakers that we're bringing to you. Dr. Linette, while people are in and watching and all of that, how can they connect with you online?
The easiest way to find me is Linette Montae everywhere. Anywhere you look, at Linette Montae. That's the best way to connect with me. I would love to see you. DM me, email me, any of the above.
Awesome. What we're going to do is take a quick commercial break. Okay. And then when we come back, I'd love for you to share, you talk about infrastructure, business infrastructure. First, I want you to define that. Like, what does that mean? And then, there's COVID going on. There are people making shifts, and really for the solopreneur, maybe they have one or two, support contractors helping them. What are things that you would say to the solopreneur right now? We're in the fourth quarter. Games are won and lost in the fourth quarter. So I want to hear what you have to say about all of that. I'm going to remind you, don't worry, when we come right back. So I'll put you back in the virtual green room. Welcome again to all those that are tuning on in and checking us out here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. I'm Sharvette Mitchell. You might be saying, I don't know who you are. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, and I work with female entrepreneurs, service-based, and a few lucky men to help them build their online platforms and personal brands so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand. And one of the ways I do that is this platform here, bringing you dynamic guests. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We don't want you to move. We're going to be back with Linette Montae. Isn't she serving up some good stuff right now? Go ahead and let us know in the comments. This is a great time to share this video out. Periscope, wherever you are, Facebook, share this out. We're going to be right back. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome. All right. Welcome back again to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. And again, this segment is brought to you by the 5th Annual Pop-Up Conference for Female Entrepreneurs happening in Richmond, Virginia at the 4 Points by Sheraton over Richmond Airport location. And we want to see you November 5th, 6th, and 7th. November 5th is for VIP. November 6th and 7th is for general registration. Hey, girl, hey, .biz. And tonight's guest that you're listening to, Linette Montae, is our pre-conference speaker. We're doing a virtual masterclass, hour and 30 minutes with Dr. Linette. And those of you that are already registered, you have that information in your email. So if you go ahead and register now, you got to register before the 30th. You'll be able to get this bonus session with Dr. Linette. All right. Thank you for all of the love. Hey, Sheree. Hello. Hey, Dr. Amy. Thank you for popping on in. Absolutely. Hey, girl. Hey, Sonia. Thank you for being here. Let me bring our guest back up to the virtual mic here. All right. Back on air with Dr. Linette Montae. And so let's talk about, how do you define business infrastructure? What does that include?
Ooh. So my favorite topic in the world, well, next to customer experience. So business infrastructure, I think the easiest way for people to think of it as a blueprint. Think of it as building a house, right? When you build a house, there are certain things that you have to have in that house. You need to have a floor, and you need to have some walls, and you need to have a roof. A door would be good unless you're going to go through the window, right? And so when you think of building a house, you can equate that, you can relate that to building your empire, building that business. There are certain things that you need to have in your business, and they need to be strong, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't build a house that you want to live in and put, like the Three Little Pigs, right? Put sticks up and
Yes.
then think you're going to live in it forever and everything is going to be good. And so in your business, there are certain things you need to have in place, and they need to be strong so that as you grow your business, as you add another zero to
All
the
right.
end of that one,
Yes.
your business can hold the weight of the growth. And
Yeah.
that is one of the biggest challenges that I see with businesses of all sizes. So, Charlotte, let me say this because this is my passion point.
Yeah.
Working with mid-market companies, those are usually companies that are at 20, $25 million revenue.
Yeah.
The thing that honestly breaks my heart is that I don't see enough women owned companies at that level. I
Mm,
don't see enough multicultural owned companies at that level. And
yeah.
the reason is what I just explained. If you don't have that infrastructure in place, if you don't have those pieces, now, if you guys are wondering why I'm not telling you the pieces, because you need to come to the master class. That's why. I am going to spill the beans. I'm going to tell you all the pieces. I'm going to tell you how to put them in place. And I'm going to tell you exactly why they need to be there, what purpose each layer of your infrastructure serves. And
Aw-
so, in order to get to that mid market level, that $25 million level in your business, you have to start paying attention to what you're building and
mm.
how you're building it. Fair enough?
Yes, fair enough. And Dr. Linette, so someone might be saying, well, I'm a ways away from the 20 million. Like, do I have time? When do I need to get my ducks in a row? Do I need to get it in a row when I hit 1 million? Do I need to get them in a row when I hit 10 million? When do I need to get my ducks in a row?
So, I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to tell you the truth. So, here's the thing. Honestly, you need to start getting your ducks in a row from day one. That really is the truth. The reality is that you are in hustle mode, definitely from 0 to 1 million. Your mind is on, I need to make money, I need to make money, I need to make money, right? And I understand that. But there will be very few times in your life that you will meet someone who has a crystal ball. I have one. So let
Ooh.
me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to hustle. You're going to hustle. You're going to hustle. You are going to reach $1 million mark. That's going to be wonderful.
Mhm.
Somewhere between that 1 million and 5 million, you will have done what I call built your business to death.
Ooh.
And what that means is that you have hustled so much, you've built this profitable business that you are proud of, but you've also become the proud owner of a job.
Ooh.
Your company cannot function without you. You have built yourself into a corner. Your business can't grow without you stepping back to work on it instead of in it, right?
Yeah.
But you are the one juggling all the balls. So you're afraid to step back to work on the business. I'm telling you guys, that is what is going to happen. It's not that may happen. I am telling you that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. And so the reason I said you need to think about it from day one is because, and on the training, I'm going to tell you how to do it so it's not overwhelming. If you start thinking about it from day one, then you won't find yourself pinned in that corner, juggling the balls and trying to figure out how you're going to get out.
Oh, this is so good. So if any of you are feeling any, anxiety or any fear, because for some of you here in JOB, I saw Coach Andrea said, not a job, not the job. Breathe. Dr. Linette is going to help us at the virtual masterclass October 30th. For those of you that are registered for the pop-up, you'll get to experience this. Great info. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm not working for myself to end up in a job. Yeah. Chanel, thank you for popping in. I know she's going to be with us, counting and all that good stuff. So all these numbers we talk, and I know, Chanel, you're loving it. Okay, so I love that, and that's really, and I love that you talk about from 1 million to 5 million, but really, I mean, 500,000. Is that 500,000 multiple six figures is still that in that framework.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about your books that you have out that people can purchase and all that good stuff.
So there's 2 books, and one book, interesting. My first book is called Passion Won't Pay the Bills, which goes along very much with what we've been talking about. Yeah. And so my target market used to be the youth serving industry. I am very passionate about young people. For those who don't know me, I have 2 biological children, but I've also raised 12 therapeutic foster care children.
Wow.
And so that's what that book was targeted to them, but the principles in that book relate to every kind of business. So it's Passion Won't Pay the Bills, 6 Pillars to Success, or something like that. That's how long ago that book was. I forgot the title, right? The Passion Won't Pay the Bills part, you won't forget.
You can find it.
The second book is also really cool, though. The second book is called 21 Ways to Add $100,000 to Your Business. And I love that book because it's very simple and it's very clear. So it's like, this is the strategy. This is how much you can charge. And then you know how many of these you need to sell. And I like actionable. I am a team. Oh, no hyperventilating. Stop that, Andrea. So, I like actionable. And so again, bite-sized pieces, nuggets that you can actually leave and use. Oh, can I ask a question? We like questions, don't we, Charnel?
Yes. Charnel, yes. Pop your question in the chat. Pop your question in the wherever you are in Facebook, and we'll get an answer. Wonderful. And so the books, where can they go purchase the books?
Probably the easiest place is on Amazon. I don't even have the books on my website. That's how long ago the books were. I just told someone today that it's time for me to write a new book. Mm-hmm. So it was supposed to be this year. We won't even talk about this
right.
2020. I mean, 2020. Right. So yeah, I think it's time for a new book. And so we can look out for that coming from somewhere sometime soon.
Yeah, listen, the principles and the other 2 are timeless. So what you've already written is timeless. So we can go grab that. And okay, listen, we have Tony Winston. If you're hanging out on Facebook, she has dropped the link there for you. So thank you so much for that. Love it. Mom manager or momager. I think is the so
Yeah.
tell us about your two adult children that are entrepreneurs.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So one is the love of my life. That's my son. He is getting ready to turn 29. And the other is the life of my love, which is my daughter, and she is 22. Both of them started their business when they were 10 and 9.
I remember your daughter. I
I
remember speaking and all of that. Yes.
Yes, yes. And so it is very interesting being an entrepreneur and having children who are entrepreneurs. Sometimes it is difficult because you're balancing mom said with the fact that I'm also a business consultant, with the fact that they have their own ideas. They are entrepreneurs in their own right. They make their own money. And it's been a journey. There have been some disagreements, there have been some sacrifices, there have been some threats, there have been all kinds of things that have happened. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things to keep in mind is that it's a learning process.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you are going to have children who are entrepreneurs and you're going to be in that momager space, you have to respect them.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be, well, it's my way or the highway. You really have to develop a relationship with them. It is, interestingly enough, you have to develop a relationship where you guys are equal, while at the same time, they still know that your mom. So, that was that fine line that I had to walk. And I want to give a specific example for those who, most people who know me know my daughter. My son has always been low key, so most people don't know him.
Right. That's like Sonia Phillips. I don't know if you know Sonia Phillips. So Sonia Phillips is like, oh my gosh, she's 21.
She's 22.
22.
So, yeah. And so actually in February, she'll be 23. And so that is correct, right? A lot of people know her and they remember when she was 14 and 15 and 10 and 11. But here's an example I want to share with her in particular. I had to come to the place of completely respecting her as an equal, because by the time that she was 14, she had written 2 books of her own. She had written a program, a course.
Yeah.
That it was called Youth Success something, I don't remember, course. She has been, as you guys know, she had her a teen fashion line for girls.
Mm-hmm.
Her fashion line was shown at Charlotte Fashion Week, Virginia Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week twice. And by the time that she was 17, she was named by BET as one of the top 29 people you should know. And the other 28 people were mayors and, adults from all over the country. It was amazing.
Wow.
The thing is, when you are a child and you have those types of accomplishments, I have to respect that.
Yeah.
Right? I have to respect her as entrepreneur to entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we're not entrepreneurs, I'm mom.
Right.
Do your chores, clean your room, get your homework done.
Don't get it twisted.
Right? Exactly. And so it was very challenging to walk those fine lines. But we did it. We did it very well. We're great friends, and we still have the mutual respect. She always knows, like we used to say, Charvet, oh, I'll take you out of here.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Cool. But she knows that we're also friends. And that is very, 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 it's a very challenging situation to be in. So I just want to encourage anyone who has children who are entrepreneurs, find a way to see them as people. Find a way to relate and communicate with them as another business owner. And then when y'all take that hat off, be the parent.
All right, there you go. There you go. Here's our question that has come in. Chanel, I'm in need of an office space. Question, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared of getting an office space outside the home. What do I do? My business has always been in my home.
That's an interesting question. But the question is, why does she need an office space? That's really the question, because the safest in terms of stepping out there, maybe financially or whatever the other fear may be coming up for her, would be to do it at a co-working space. I mean, that's the safest way because the investment is much lower. The commitment is much less. It's not as long. And so, that's an easy answer. But I really am wondering, why does she feel like she needs to take her business out of the home? I have had my business in my home for 10 years. It's still in my home.
How about that?
Because it doesn't make any sense to me to spend money on office space when I don't need it. And that was one of the things I had to get past. I thought that having an office, and this is just me, may not be her situation, but I thought having an office would legitimize my business or, would give me certain positioning. And so I realized, no, what it did was ate into my profit.
So it looks like she's saying she needs bigger space. So perhaps what and I'm sure Chanel, I'm not sure what business you have, if you want to share, but if it's something, maybe it's product based and maybe you need some other space, but that's fear which goes back kind of to mindset, because you said earlier, Dr. Linette, if you believe it, it'll be successful. So
so I know that I agree with you. We need to know what kind of business she has, because I can't imagine needing a bigger office space unless, like you said, you have product. So then the question becomes, is it that you really need a bigger office space, or do you need a storage space? I mean, it really, right? And so she's more than welcome to DM me wherever she prefers, Facebook, Instagram. Now, I'm IG challenged. If you really want to have a conversation with me,
there, what a great offer. There you go, Chanel. What a great offer. What a great offer there. Oh my goodness, just posted a video about this on Saturday. So we right in line, lady. Shauna, we're right in line. Oh my goodness, we are over time. Thank you. This has been just great. One more time, let people know all over where they can connect with you online.
Anywhere, just go to @Linette Montae and you will find me. But the best place to find me is at the masterclass.
Yes.
Right? So if you are not registered for the pop-up, you have to get registered, because that's the only way that you get to come. And we are going to build your empire infrastructure. I'm not going to just sit around and talk. We are going to implement right there on the masterclass. So I'll be looking for you, every single one of you.
Every one of you. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Linette. And we'll just keep our eye out on you in these internet streets. Is there an email list or anything? I know you have some blogs and things. Anywhere else that you want people to kind of connect with you?
No, any of those places is fine. I am really just here to serve your community. A lot of what I have to offer, they're not quite ready for. And so I don't want them stepping into something that will stress them out. They're trying to put pieces in place that are meant for a mid-market company. And so, follow my Facebook page. That's what you can do.
Awesome.
Follow Profitable CEO. That's a good suggestion, because Profitable CEO, Charvette, is content that is usually for the small business owner.
All
And
right.
so there's a Facebook page there, there's an Instagram for that. Otherwise, just hang out with me somewhere. I'm good with that.
Awesome. And I love to always create a space where, there are people that are 5 steps ahead, there are people that are 10 steps ahead, then there are people that are 25 steps ahead. We featured people at past pop-ups, and those of you that know, we've had people like Sharice Jones from Sassy Jones Boutique, who is now, all over. She's about to be in HSN and all. We had her 2 times, and so we always have about 5 steps, 10 steps, and 25, 100 steps ahead. So we are excited that you are willing to serve us. And so thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, everyone, for spending time with us. And I'll be looking for you at the masterclass.
All right. Phenomenal. Thank you. Oh, wow. Amazing show, right? The goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And I know that all of you that are watching and those that are listening in the podcast, maybe listening on iTunes, you might be listening from an Alexa device. You all have felt those things. You've either felt motivated, excited, or influenced to do something. Wow. Yeah, we got people that are going to be there. Gwen is VIP. She's going to be there. Coach Andrea, one of our speakers, she's going to be there. Yes. Tony Winston, speaker and MC. She's going to be there. Yes. # Empire Builder. Sonia Phillips, thanks for being here with us. Thank you so much. True. Still working on lessons from 2014. Sonia said, from Dr. Linette. It's timeless. The information is timeless. That's a wrap for today. Share this out. And you can even share if you're listening in the podcast. Check out the show notes, and there's information there of how to connect with Dr. Linette. I've also tagged on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, multiple places on Facebook. So those are great connection points for you. And I'm just glad you hung out with us today. We'll see you guys later on the web.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Charvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.